Now, Water and Sanitation Minister Senzo Mchunu has said he will ensure that the community of Mandlakazi in Zululand District Municipality in northern KwaZulu-Natal gets supplied with water. He addressed the community yesterday following grievances that had been expressed by locals over water supply in the recent past. For more on this, we're joined by Siphile Mdaka, Umkhanyakude District Municipality Mayor. Very good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for your time. Umkhanyakude District has finally been granted a license to draw water from Jozini. We know that perhaps, it comes as a big relief, especially as it's been about 3 decades that communities have complained about not having clean drinking water despite the proximity of the Jozini Dam.
Thank you and good afternoon to you and to the viewers at home. Yes, we are. We can confirm that we have been granted a license to abstract water directly from the Jozini Dam, which is part of the Pongolo River. You will know that this is a dam which is the 5th largest in the country. The district, of course, it has challenges around the issue of water provisions over a decade now. So a license to abstract water directly from the dam will, of course, enhance our service delivery strategy of water provision to households. I must outline that we have over the years been seized with providing the necessary infrastructure in ensuring the water delivery to our households. We have a state-of-art plant for water purification in around Jozini, which has a full capacity of 40 megaliters a day. And because now we have the right to abstract water from the dam, this will assist in terms of ensuring that we have enough water that is purified for water provision. So the biggest challenge and the focus now going forward is to ensure that this access to clean water, which is purified in this plant in particular, we are able to deliver this water to households. So our focus as a municipality now, supported by National Department of Water and Sanitation, is to ensure that we are able to enhance our water reticulation, but at the same time also to enhance our operation and maintenance, so that families or households which currently are able to receive water, there is no interruption on water provision. But we must now focus on ensuring that we are able to pipe water to households which don't have access to clean water.
Yeah, because in the past, the stumbling block has always been the dam, which was built during the apartheid era and only legislated to provide commercial farmers with irrigation water. So as you now have the license, when will you start ensuring that households do have the access, and how are you going to strategize it in terms of access to the various communities?
Maybe let me give a perspective here that currently the municipality has enough clean water within its jurisdiction. We have 2 major plants which have been newly built. One is in the area called Tobotin in Jozini. One is in the area called Umkhanyakude, which is the Shemula scheme. These 2 state-of-art plants have a capacity each to deliver up to 20 to 40 megaliters a day. And as I've said, we abstract water directly from the dam, which is part of the license that was provided by Department of Water and Sanitation. Because now we have access to clean water, the next item, which is critical, is to make sure that this clean water, which we have access to now, we are able to deliver to households. So our project now have been packaged to make sure that the water reticulation is speed up with the intervention of water and sanitation as well. This will assist us in ensuring that we are now able to deliver water to households. Because the challenge with water provision is always on 2 factors. One is a source. In our case, we have a dam and the license. 2 is the purification of water. In our case now, we have enough plants in the area which has a capacity to purify enough water for the provision to households. So the focus of municipality now is to make sure that we are able to hit the ground running and ensuring that we provide new connections. But as I've said, there is an intervention already by the National Department with the assistance of Umkhanyakude board, which the focus is purely in ensuring that we dig the holes, we pipe the areas, we provide water to each and every household. So for the next 5 years, our focus is to make sure that every citizen, every household of about 152,000 in the district is able to get water in their doorstep, because we don't have a challenge of a dam, we don't have a challenge of purified water, because our plant now have enough capacity to purify water that can service our community in the district.
Yeah, because residents over the past few months have been up in arms over not getting access to clean drinking water, and some going without for about 50 days without accessing water itself. And with that in mind, I mean, you speak about a 5-year plan, but when it comes to the short-term plan, what is the deadline that you've put in place?
Well, remember, there are a number of factors which causes water interruptions. One would be your poor systems in terms of operation and maintenance. Part of what we have done since we came into office has been to enhance our systems, particularly our Department of Operation and Maintenance. Because the bottom line is that people who have access to water today should not be denied access to water. If there are interruptions, we must have a capacity as a municipality to respond to those interruptions swiftly, at least within a period of 22 to 72 hours. We are in the next week or so going to introduce the call center, so that in areas where there's water interruptions, a community can send us an SMS, a text, or they can call us in our toll-free numbers to alert us of those interruptions. We have in the recent past weeks augmented and enhanced our capacity on the operation and maintenance. We have recruited more people. We are bringing more resources in terms of vehicles and so forth, so that when there's an interruption, we are able to respond swiftly. So that's one part. So our approach is to make sure that the interruption that is caused by our operations or any disruptions, we are able to respond swiftly. Hence, we have put this mechanism in place. The second part is the issue of ensuring that now we are able to provide water to households who never had access to water, because the baseline has been achieved. Once we have achieved enough capacity to purify water, the only responsibility that we have now is to make sure that we are able to provide water to households, to areas that have never had access to water. So now we assist with those two issues. One, strengthen our operation and maintenance, which is work in progress. I've already alluded to that. But secondly, is to ensure that together with Department of Water and Sanitation, we hit the ground running in ensuring that areas that still don't have access to clean water, they are able to get piped water in their doorstep, because water is life and people have a right to clean water.
Yeah. Now, about 5 months ago, we heard Minister Senzo Mchunu painting a very grim picture of the water crisis in Umkhanyakude, saying that despite millions of rands, I think it was about 70 million rand being pumped into to resolve the crisis, results were still not forthcoming. How has that money been utilized? Because it was also reported within the same space that you yourself even requested for more money, despite not having results to show how the 70 million plus was spent.
Well, we must give a context to that issue. One, a municipality is a water service authority, which means we would get grants from municipal infrastructure funds, from Treasurer, specifically to focusing the main on issues of water, to some extent to issues of sanitation. But we'll also get grant directly from Department of Water and Sanitation. So when we took over the office, one issue that we realized was a lack of capacity within the institution. Remember, part of our responsibility as government is to ensure that we are able to build a capacity to deliver. So we realized that there was a need to enhance the capacity. particularly on the Department of Technical Department as well as on the Finance Department. So our engagement with the Water Affairs initially was to say, please assist us with skilled individuals who will be able to enhance our institution to be able to respond to the needs of our people. There has never been a specific request of money directly to the municipality, but a support that will ensure that the municipality is able to respond to the need that's required on the ground. You should be aware that there is already an intervention by a national department through Section 63 to ensure that we are able to respond with speed to the need on the ground. And we welcome that intervention. It's an intervention that should assist the municipality to respond to the challenge that people faced on the ground. On any issues of maladministration that could have occurred in the past, we have dealt with those issues. There has been the investigation that was instituted by KZN Department through PricewaterhouseCoopers, and that report was completed. When we came to office, we requested that report. We adopted the report as a council, and the consequence management is being implemented. We will leave no stone unturned if there's been any corruption related to any past project that has been done, because we want to run a clean government. So we are working in partnership with government, national government department and the provincial COGTA in ensuring that we turn around the institution so that we will respond to issues that affect our people. I've already alluded to the fact that one area that we've identified was a poor capacity in terms of responding to challenges of water on the ground, particularly on the area of operation and maintenance. Hence, over the past few months, we have been seized with the issue of ensuring that we strengthen that department by bringing required personnel so that we are able to respond with speed that is required if there's water interruption. Future projects, I've already explained that we are working hand in glove with the Department of Water and Sanitation. We are working hand in glove with COGTA in the province, but we are also strengthening our project management unit. We have put it very clear as a council that we don't want to outsource that service. You must build the capacity within the institution, have a capacity to be able to manage your project, bring skilled people who will be able to address these issues. Because
if you'll allow me to just interrupt you there, Mayor Mdaka, you say consequence management is being implemented following the investigation around the 70 million rand that I was asking you about. What do you mean by consequence management has been implemented?
Well, there was a forensic report with regard not only to that figure. You know, it's way above that actually. There was a forensic report that was presented to the council, adopted by the council. Unfortunately, a report has been sitting there since 2020, but we have adopted that report. That report points out very clear what needs to be done. One, to recover the money, but also to deal those who are being suspected as involved in any criminal activities. The first thing I did when that report was adopted by the council, I just walked through the road to the police station to open a case against those people who are implicated. So the case is being investigated by state security agencies. That's a consequence management that I'm speaking to. There's been a case where one technical head of department was precautionarily suspended by the council. He has ever since resigned. That's consequence management I'm talking to. So we are very serious about cleaning up the system, because in order for us to be able to respond to challenges that is faced by our people, we need to run a clean governance. We are not going to compromise on that one, and we are not going to be intimidated at any rate when it comes to those issues. But the finality of everything else is to ensure that we are able to build the capacity of a municipality to respond to challenges and to issues on the ground. So that's what we assist with as we speak now. But I've already mentioned the fact that we are working with other government department, water and sanitation, through their intervention, COGTA in KwaZulu-Natal, the National Treasurer as well, so that we are able to build the institution that has a capacity to respond in all areas, financially, management, but also our core function, which is water and sanitation.
Yeah. When you say you won't be intimidated, has there been any sort of threats that you may have been aware of?
Well, I mean, it's not for me to say, but each time we speak about issues of dealing with wrongdoings, there will be people who becomes uncomfortable with that. So I think I can use the platform of this nation that we are not going to retreat from that process. It's something that we'll continue to pursue because it is our belief that we need to clean the municipality, but at the same time we need to ensure that we bring the confidence to our people that we are running a government that is able to respond to our people on the ground.
Very well. Thank you so much for your time. Let's leave it there for now. Siphile Mdaka, Umkhanyakude District Municipality Mayor.